there, welcome to Enduro 360. I'm your host, Chili White, and today I got one I've kind of been falling behind. I should have done this one a while back, but we're way overdue for doing a first ride report here. What am I talking about? I'm talking about our 2013 KTM 350 EXC. Yeah, that's right. That does have a race number plate on it. It does have turn signals on it. As you can see, I just got back from racing the National Hare and Hound at Lucerne this weekend, and just unloaded the bike. So how about I give this thing a quick bath, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about it. There we go. We got the 350 cleaned up a little bit. I really had to beg KTM to get me a 350 EXC this year. I said, look, I got so much opportunity for dual sport riding. That's the bike I really need. And lo and behold, they came through. When it was coming, I thought, oh, I got such a great idea. I'm going to go and race the street legal dual sport bike. I mean, what a great idea. What a great story concept that is. The problem for me was, after I got the bike and started riding it, like I totally lost enthusiasm for that concept, because it's such a great riding motorcycle. The dual sport part of it is really kind of secondary. My plan had been this coming weekend, we've got Training Wheels Enduro, and I was going to ride it at that. Well, after spending 4 days riding in Baja, riding back to back between this and my own older 450 XC, I was like, you know what, this is a no-brainer. This 350 rides so well, bone stock, that I'm going to take it out and do SoCal National Hare and Hound with it. I knew the race was going to be a long one, and the 350 is so easy to ride that, I just felt really comfortable with it. So that's it. I took the box stock bike. Well, let me back up one step. So, you know, normally I'm supposed to do like a first ride when I get one of these bikes. Well, one thing led to another, and the next thing I know, this bike has 1,000 miles on it. And I haven't done anything yet. How to get that way? Well, I've just been riding it. I've been running errands on it. I've been going to get groceries with it. I got a little giant loop tank bag on it, so I've been running all kinds of errands, dual sport rides, and now I've raced it. I mean, that is pretty much doing everything there is to do with a dirt bike. So for the first 1,000 miles we had this bike, everything on it stayed absolutely bone stock, just the way it came from the factory. The gearing, the tires, everything. And I have to say, there's very little on it I'd want to change. The 1445 stock gearing actually works really well on the highway, but still tall enough to do most trail work, unless you're just riding really dedicated single track. I put a 48 on for the race this weekend, worked really good on the rear, but honestly, I probably shifted into first 3 times the whole race, so I probably could have gotten by with the stock 45, no problem. Also, I want to take a quick moment to mention these bikes this year are coming with these Maxxis FIM tires on them. I really like these tires. Now, as you can see right here, again, these have 1,000 miles on them of all type of riding. Got some street time on them, big dual sport ride, and just pure off-road. They've held up really well, and they just seem to perform well. 2 different riders who've climbed on this bike mentioned, completely unsolicited, how well they thought the tires worked. Being as those were basically worn out, we threw on a set of Kendall Washugals with mousses in them for the race this weekend. I won my old sets of wheels, worked great. And that's it. The only other race modifications I made to this bike were to put the steering stabilizer on it. Again, only for something like a National Hare and Hound. At no other time riding this bike have I felt that it needed a stabilizer. And then I threw a 7.2 spring on the rear. That 6.9 is just a little light for my 200-pound weight. But that's it. Forks are completely stock. In fact, I hadn't even touched the clickers until it was race time. Put a couple of clicks of compression in them. And honestly, that couple of clicks actually stiffed them up too much. This thing, I really don't know what else to say about it. It's a great riding motorcycle. Everybody who gets on it loves it. Oh, I've got my Seat Concepts seat there too. Again, these frames are kind of on the small side, so for a big guy like me, I just love having that little extra bit of seat. Racing with stock gas tank, no problems. What have we had problems with on the bike? Well, basically nothing. Except for, well, we did finally lose a turn signal right there. About 80 miles into the National Hare and Hound, I heard my exhaust note go kind of sour. I thought, now what in the heck is that? I said, well, there's no way that the stock exhaust is having a problem. And then it dawned on me, oh, it's kind of sound that way because there's a broken turn signal hanging in front of it. Sure enough, a few minutes later, it was gone. And that was that. I have had to modify our sub fender just a little bit here. The stock length on it goes down to about here, and the license plate is supposed to sit in this area right here. But the rear tire does catch it. So basically what I did was just took out the license plate light. Now the lower holes for the license plate sit here, and it bumps right up against the light right there. I've cut that off where I had already broken it anyway. And that's perfect. That's actually been through the race. So you can imagine that thing has bottomed pretty hard a couple of times. It should last forever now. New details for 2013 bikes. Not a whole lot here. New grips. Actually, I really like these grips. They're soft. They're really comfortable. They're definitely softer than the old OEM Rentals were. As you can see here, I've actually pretty much worn that side out. They're not super tough. This one got caught against the roof in the van. Pretty much tore itself completely up. So due for a new set of grips. Switch gear. That all seems to be holding up fine. I've taken the mirrors out, but we've been running our little double take mirror in there. That's a perfect application. What else? Oh, and then for 2013, you know, we have the new style fuel lines. There's a couple of issues about that we need to talk about, but I think I'll do a separate little video on that so we can talk in depth about that. And that's where we're at. Heck, I even still got the stock little chain guard on there. This is one great riding motorcycle. You would think that a 350 street legal, EPA legal bike would feel a little slow. And if you're a guy who's a real power hound, yeah, it does at times. But the bottom line for me is, it was very obvious racing the National Hare and Hound this weekend. I was going faster over the course of the entire race on this bike than I was on our 500 EXC. The reason is this thing is so nimble handling. It's like the tires float along on the ground. So most little trail imperfections, it's like they're not even there, and so you don't slow down for them. You just keep your speed up. So that was it. I finished 19th overall, second in the senior expert class. So that is actually the best race finish I've had in a national this year so far. Next up on deck for this bike, we'll throw the enduro computer on here. I gotta put my flex bars back on too. My wrists were kind of killing me at the end of this weekend. And get ready to go do a district enduro this weekend. And I'm gonna do the final National Hare and Hound of the year, the 100s, in 2 weeks on this bike, just exactly the way it's set up. So stay tuned. We will bring you more updates on the 350 as we get some more time on it. And that's it for now. Hey, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon.